Hello everyone, welcome back. Kevin with Survivalist Boards. Guys and gals, we are in the planting phase of the fall and winter garden. Now this is going to be divided into two different types, two different parts of the garden. One is going to be the fall, and this will probably be planted around from September 1st through like the second week of September. Why September? Because the solstice, I believe, in 2018 is September 22nd, and I want to have the stuff kind of planted before then. Luckily, here in Southeast Texas, we have a very here in Southeast Texas, we have a very long growing season. Sometimes we do not get a frost until like December. There's been a couple of years, like, what was it, 2016 or so? We got like one frost the whole winter. Very, very mild winter. Several years ago, I was over at the house. And the house is right over there. A couple hundred yards through the woods there. You know, it's like, and I had a little garden going on, planting some potatoes, had some corn, some snap beans, stuff like that going on. Somebody posted a comment. It's like, Kevin, you ain't gonna be able to feed anybody with that little garden you got going on. And that's always kind of bothered me. And I agree with him, okay? I agree with him. It's a very, over there at the house, I mean, that's just a little garden plot that I plant over there. The nice thing is next to the creek, I can get a sump pump. I've got a sump pump in the creek. I could pump unlimited amounts of water from the creek to the garden. It's very easy, okay? Very easy to work over there. Over here, there's no water here, guys. I just have to depend on nature. So I'm gonna get the tractor. I'm gonna disc this up a little bit. This is probably about 100 foot long, and I'm going to guess about 30 foot wide right now. And I'm probably going to disc up, going to cut some of that grass over there, some of the hay, and we're going to disc up some long ways here. Probably going to disc up some long ways. Now this garden plot here has not had anything planted on it for, oh geez, 8 years. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a long, long while since anything's been planted here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to come in here, we're going to plant some squash and some beans. A couple of rows of that. A couple of rows of winter squash. Not that it grows in the winter, but that it saves through the winter. Some of this squash, like butternut and acorn squash, can store for months. I've had acorn squash. I grew acorn squash that sat on the cabinet for like, what, 2 months before it went bad. And then we're going to do a couple of rows of stuff like rutabagas, turnip greens, maybe some spinach, but greenery. We're going to be doing some greens in here. The problem is the wildlife. I mean, there are deer all through here. If I could look over here on the road, we walk down through here, we'll find deer tracks. We'll find deer tracks. And there's some deer tracks right down there. I mean, they are all through here. They ate up my garden. They ate up my beans I planted over there. Spring of 2018, I had some nice beans planted, a couple of rows of beans planted in there. Snap beans. I mean, the deer and rabbits came in there and ate everything down. So we're gonna have to plant this with companion crops to stop the deer from eating the beans, because I want a harvest of beans right before winter. And we're gonna be getting to the companion crops later, whenever we get ready to plant. So we're going to do a fall, but the thing that I want from y'all, how big of a garden do you want to see? How big of a garden do y'all want to see? We've got another 100 feet over here we can go. We've got several hundred feet down there we can go. There's a whole other field over here that I'm not even using. It's just sitting there, sitting fallow, hasn't been used in, oh geez, nothing has been planted there in probably decades. Besides what I want to plant, I want to plant some squash, snap beans, maybe some acorn and butternut squash, and then some rutabagas, turnips, maybe some spinach. We're going to be doing another experiment with spinach here in a little bit whenever the weather cools off a little bit. So what else would you like to see? How big of the garden do you want to disc up? So give me some feedback, share your comments, share your thoughts. It's like, Kevin, I want to see what I don't want to hear, guys, is, Kevin, I want to see you garden this whole thing. Maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea, guys. I can come in here and disc this up and just throw some seeds out and see what happens. So fertilize some of it with commercial fertilizer. Just throw some seeds out. No fertilizer. Do some chicken manure and hay. We can take this hay and work it into the soil. And so, I mean, would you like to see some without the fertilizer, with commercial fertilizer, with just chicken manure? Because I'm going to start working the chicken manure into the ground in the next couple of weeks and give it a month to compost along with a lot of this hay. A lot of this hay is going in there with chicken manure a month before we plant. See, we're going to come in here. Brought the bush hog through here the other day. See a lot of this. We're going to round a lot of that up. We're going to work that into the soil along with the chicken manure on a couple of rows, and we're going to see how that grows. Stuff like beans and squash, maybe some zucchini, okay? Acorn squash, butternut squash. We're going to work that into a row, let it start breaking down, mix in some chicken manure, and see how it does. So we've got some big experiments coming up, guys. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see, and we will go from there. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.